We wish to discuss the changes taking place on the earth today. These are indeed times of miraculous change. Humanity is breaking away from all that no longer serves you so that new foundations for the future can be built. All of humanity is excited about this on an energetic level, even if you were not aware of it on a physical level. As these changes unfold, the world is going to appear even more chaotic for a time. Systems will fall, and leaders will fall with them, sometimes in a state of disgrace. This will include leaders of government, business, and other institutions that previously seemed untouchable. The time horizon we see for all of this to play out is approximately 10 years. Within that time, humanity will settle into a new normal that is more comfortable but very different from the normal of the past. Look forward to this and know that in the meantime your task is to put your head down and keep your heart open. Maintaining an open heart will enable you to progress through the challenges more quickly and with grace. You are witnessing the collapse of outmoded systems and ideals that used to offer you a sense of progress and perhaps a feeling of comfort, but are quite dysfunctional just below the surface. Since the time of the Second World War, the ranks of the elite have been growing, as has their influence on the institutions that drive your world, such as government, business, healthcare, religion, education, and so on. Many leaders of those institutions have worked to serve only a very small portion of humanity, while pushing a narrative of scarcity on those who are not part of the privileged class they have created. As these systems collapse under the weight of their own hubris, you will see many of their operatives struggle hard to maintain the status quo. Some have committed crimes they do not wish to be discovered. There will be much disarray for them in the coming decade, as well as for many innocent bystanders who work in these systems without being aware of their hidden agendas. Likewise, people who utilize the products and services of these organizations will find themselves having to reset both their expectations and their habits. Although it will be challenging for many, you will get through it all by relying on each other. That is why maintaining an open heart is so important. You must rely on your collective goodwill and model it to each other as much as you possibly can. That simply means demonstrating that you care about each other as the family of humanity without fear or judgment of any sort. As systems fall and untruths are discovered, there will be much disillusionment and a degree of bewilderment. As with all unexpected things, this will be shocking at first, but after the collective consciousness has assimilated what has yet to be revealed, you will begin to recognize how unimportant all of the divisive topics are that currently capture your attention. Shared adversity has a way of bringing what's truly important to the forefront and minimizing the things that may have seemed important yesterday. For example, when the World Trade Center in New York City was attacked on September 11, 2001, the United States experienced a period of tremendous goodwill at a time when the country was quite divided politically. Goodwill sprang to the surface in a huge way because suddenly everyone in the U.S. felt the same shock and vulnerability. For a while, strangers showed more kindness and caring to one another, regardless of their beliefs. And because the U.S. still maintained much goodwill with other nations, there was a global display of solidarity. The leadership of France even said, "Today we are all Americans." Thus, there was great benefit for the global community in the aftermath of that horrific event. It showed that when something unexpected and tragic happens that shifts your focus away from the minutiae of that which you think divides you, goodwill easily becomes possible again. It brought humanity closer to the way people treated each other before they started focusing on all of the unimportant divisive issues. It renewed your focus on the very important work of loving your neighbors and demonstrating kindness to everyone you encounter. Out of that tragedy came a taste of what life can be like when you live with an open heart. Had humanity carried this goodwill forward, it could have led to much more honoring of each person's unique path without people feeling like they need to have a say in the choices others make. This is what we mean when we say that there will be a settling down of the chaos and a settling into a new normal that you will like much better than anything humanity has previously experienced. You will have the perspective of having gone through the fire, so to speak, and having emerged knowing that what you previously judged to be so important simply no longer is. You will see the distractions for what they truly are, and you will come to know just how big you really are. The day-to-day minutia that most humanity focuses on is not important from the perspective of spirit. You only decided to make this priority or that priority more important, but there is nothing inherently important about any of them. In time, you will see all of your current distractions in the same way that you now see the games you played when you were a small child. Although those games defined your world at the time, they no longer have any place in your grown-up reality because you have matured. All of the apparent chaos in the world today is happening so that you can realize a maturity of consciousness. The end result will be the removal of many distractions and limitations that you have continued to force and reinforce on each other through your systems. You will witness the dissolution of those things you have made more important than the noble truths such as, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, love your neighbor as yourself, and judge not others lest you also be judged the same. Such enlightened ideals will become prominent again as the current norms and systems fall apart. Allow it to happen. Embrace it. The more you do, the easier time you will have. While it may seem challenging in the moment, each one of you knows within your heart that the breakdown of dysfunctional systems is necessary so that a better world can be born. When the dust settles, humanity will be much more focused on the things that unite you: love, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, and open-hearted sharing. You will see clearly that hoarding and protecting only creates more divisiveness. This does not mean giving up what you have worked for. You deserve to enjoy all of the abundance you have created in your lives. However, we are talking about a consciousness shift in which those who have more will naturally desire of their own hearts to share with those who have less. You will want to help those who have not had the same access to opportunity or the same consciousness of manifestation. If you listen to your heart, you will be inspired to help in the ways that are best for you, whether that's giving of your money, your time, or your skills. So many on the planet currently go around in a fog of misbelief thinking, I can't, I shouldn't, I don't deserve it, or it'll never happen for me. They allow their circumstances, their education, their race, gender, or socioeconomic status to determine what they believe to be possible. Even some who can see past these perceived limitations still choose lack because they find community in it. They don't want to stand out or risk being ostracized by their friends and family for having more. However, once those who are in a position to help start choosing to give more of themselves, those who are mired in communities of lack will see a bridge to better circumstances. This is the essence of what love your neighbor as yourself really means. The fragility of life will also become more apparent in the coming years, as will the heart connection among all humanity. When someone sees their neighbor in danger, a natural reflexive desire to help will kick in because you know intuitively that you are all connected in your hearts, the place where spirit dwells. It is only in the limited thinking of a closed mind that you don't clearly see this. But clarity of sight will be a gift from the chaos. Trust it. Put your head down and lift your heart up. The brain is where you divide, but the heart is where you unite. The heart knows many things that the brain denies, but the coming challenges will lead the heart to take precedence over the brain. That is why these challenges are needed, and that is why you will come to appreciate them in time. Rely on each other. Demonstrate compassion. Help each other in any way you are capable. Be an instrument of divine abundance, peace, love, compassion, and forgiveness as much as you possibly can. See everyone you encounter as being in your care, because you are all connected via the heart. Anytime somebody expresses compassion, kindness, or generosity toward another, it amplifies the magnetic force of that energy within the collective of humanity. Don't allow the current energetic set point to determine your actions. Don't operate on autopilot. Instead, choose your own response from the depths of your heart and push yourself to be more kind, compassionate, and generous than the collective. This is how you raise the set point for everyone, and this is how you truly change the world. To illustrate, imagine a glass of water, which is comprised of thousands of individual water drops. If you add another drop of the same clear water, you will notice no difference at all. But adding a single drop of colored dye will change every single drop of water, thereby affecting the physical properties and appearance of the entire glassful. The more drops of dye you add, the more you change every drop in the glass. Pour the whole bottle in and you instantly create radical change. The water glass is like the collective consciousness of humanity. Every heart is like a drop of water. Each time you elevate your own heart, you elevate the hearts of every single person on the planet. The more you elevate, the more positive change you create. This is the one thing you have the most control over in your life. This is your ability to change the world that nobody can take away from you. Likewise, nobody can act for you. It is always your own choice, so be the master of your own world. Believe that you will create miracles. Believe the masters who told you that you can do all that they did and more. Live it. Demonstrate it to others. Show everyone how big they can be simply by being who you truly are. Create beauty for yourself. Take every opportunity to serve others and thereby help everyone on the planet to move through these challenging times more quickly. Go ahead. Pour the whole bottle in. We wish you blessings on your journey.